Hi there, Lindsay Jackson, head field hockey coach at Holy Cross. This is my daughter Sophie. She's my great little sous chef. And tonight we are going to make a roast chicken and cauliflower gnocchis, which I know everybody's loving right now from Trader Joe's. They're delicious. You can make them yourself too, and it's not that difficult. I've been cooking since I was probably as old as Sophie with my dad. That's salt, right? And so I've been cooking as long as I can remember, so it's fun to be able to share some recipes with you all and also how to do it. Roasted a chicken can seem maybe a little intimidating, but it's actually really easy to do, and I'm also going to show you how to carve it. That's really important. So stick with us. We'll get ready to get this going. We've got our chicken. We just have like a 5-pound chicken, and we'll get that in the oven first. It's all about timing, right? So we'll get that going first, and then we'll get going with the rest of the gnocchis and everything else. We're also going to do a turnip green pesto, so that we're using all the ingredients of everything that we've got. And we'll throw some veggies in there too. I will show you what we got. Here's our bird, okay? Our hot pan right here. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bird in the pan. I've already washed it and dried it. Make sure you've got the drumstick side up. It goes into the pan. You'll hear the sizzle because it's been in the oven for that long. My little sous chef here is gonna help me out with the salt. Drizzle that bacon fat on top of it, which some of you don't have to do, but I will say that it really just adds great flavor. Also helps when you're gonna make the gravy afterwards. So if you have like already hot bacon fat, you can just drizzle on top. If yours is solidified, then you can just rub it on like I'm doing right now. Right, now we're gonna go ahead and do some herbs. I like to just do some, I've got oregano and basil I'm throwing on there. If you've got some rosemary as well, that's a great addition. Oh, we're gonna put that on too? Okay. I like to do some paprika. I just like the color that it brings to it. And then a little bit of fresh crushed pepper right on top. That's simple, people. Now we're ready to put it in the oven, and we'll start the timer. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna have it at 425 for about 30 to 45 minutes. We want the original temp, the internal temperature, I'll show you the meat thermometer, to get up to about 135. So we're gonna go ahead and put that in, and then we'll come back as we get ready to do the gnocchis. All right, we'll see you soon. Hi everybody, we're back again, Lindsay Jackson, and then we're gonna also roast some broccoli romanesco, which is a really fun vegetable if you've never seen or used before. It's kind of crazy and funky looking. I really like to think it's a cross between broccoli and cauliflower, and it just looks cool. A little prehistoric, I think it's like a dinosaur, right Sophie? Okay, so to start with the cauliflower gnocchis, a head of cauliflower, peel off the bottom. All right, Sophie's gonna help me. All right, I'm gonna use my knife. Sophie, hands away, knife, right? And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut the cauliflower in half, okay? And what we're gonna do is we're just gonna steam the cauliflower florets, and really you can steam.
That's cauliflower.
Oh, that's cauliflower, okay? So I've got the cauliflower kind of cut up in hunks like this. I've got my pot going over here with a steam basket inside of it. So I'm gonna put those in there. The water's already boiling, so that's what we're gonna do to steam it. So we're doing a turnip green pesto just because it's kind of fun to use all the ingredients. I went to my farmer's market today down in Easton, and I picked up these turnips. So we're not going to use the turnips tonight, but they've got these beautiful greens on top, and it's pretty cool to be able to use all of the vegetables. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off the tops, right, the greens. So I've got the greens now. Here's my turnips. I'm going to roast these later this week for dinner. But we're gonna use these greens to make a pesto. Usually use basil, but these have a nice flavor as well, and we're gonna make it basically the same way that we would. Okay, we are back again. I've got another little buddy with me besides Sophie. This is Wakeman. Just woke up from his nap, so this is usually how the cooking happens in our household at about this time. So we're going to do a few things right now, right? And it's all about timing, and it's all about having everything ready. Mise en place is a term that means everything in place. It's French for that, right? So you really want to make sure you have all your ingredients and everything ready and in place as you get started and get cooking. That way things can move a little bit faster. We cut off the greens. We've got those. I've got boiling water right here on the stove. So we're gonna go ahead and drop those in to blanch them. I'm just going to grab here to make sure we get them all submerged in the water. And again, that's gonna be just a real quick, you know, blanch means hot water. It's quick, about 30 seconds or so to a minute, just for pure ease right now in the shot, right? So we got those greens blanched quickly.
What's that?
Gonna let the water drain off. These are the turnip greens. Multitasking, right? We checked the cauliflower. Cauliflower is good, but we also want to get in our broccoli romanesco, right? Remember that? This is the broccoli romanesco. We've chopped it up. It's gonna be similar to cauliflower, and I now have chopped it up into like smaller bite-sized pieces, right? So we're gonna chop that up. I've got a pan here that whatever kind of fat you want to use to put on the bottom of it. If you want to roast it with olive oil. We are cooking dinner. It is yummy. Our bowl. You do need some type of like cheesecloth or even just like a cloth towel you can use to get out all the moisture from the cauliflower. So I've got my bowl, I've got my cheesecloth, pulled out my steam basket. Actually didn't need the pot holders, but just in case. So I'm just gonna put the cauliflower now into here, and I'll show you that in just a second here. The cauliflower is in this like straining bag, okay? So it's like a little mesh bag. And what I'm gonna do, and this is where you have to kind of be careful, you wanna let it cool a little bit more with your hands because it's going to be hot. But I'm gonna go ahead and just mush that together, and you'll start to get some water. I don't know if you can see that water is gonna come out of there.
What's that?
What's that? That's the camera. You say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Hi. Now we've got our cauliflower that's left. I've got my Vitamix in here, a couple pinches of salt. I'm gonna put that down. Oh, I need that lid now. I'm gonna go ahead and start pureeing that. So this is a nice smooth consistency now. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. I've got the cauliflower. You could stop here and have mashed cauliflower with your gravy if you want. Or if you wanna keep going, which I suggest, keep going. Put in a 1/4 cup of potato starch, okay? And all these things you can get at Whole Foods or really any grocery store. A lot of times in the gluten-free section. You want to pour this one in for me? We also have the cassava flour, and I'll show you what this looks like as I'm starting to mix it. It's coming together a bit more, and you can see how that dough, Sophie's gonna mix it for us. And you see how the dough is starting to form, it's getting a bit stickier. So the cauliflower, and then now with the cassava and the potato starch. Sophie, can you help me out again? Right, you wanna show them? Can you all see that? Let's hope, right? So that's the cassava flour right there. Okay, so quick interlude there to clean up a little bit. I went ahead and pulled the chicken out. I'm gonna check the temperature now. So I've got a meat thermometer or just a food thermometer. So I actually just left it at 425 for about an hour, a little over. Okay, so we're gonna get into the gnocchis now. We squeezed them out, we made the dough, we had it in the Vitamix. We've got it in the bowl. I'm gonna now take that out. It's a nice soft dough. And I put on my cutting board or my surface some more of the cassava flour to be able to work it. I recommend kind of taking a hunk like a lacrosse ball size. That's smaller than field hockey ball, a lacrosse ball size, okay? And getting that onto your surface. I've got 2 pots of water going, boiling water, because we're gonna roll out the gnocchis and then we're gonna drop them in the water. I also have, try to show you, a large skillet right there that is also warming up right now. I think one fun thing with cauliflower gnocchis is that it's fun to brown them after you've cooked them. Like after you've boiled them, it's fun to now put them in that bigger skillet and brown them. So I like doing that. So I have just rolled out the gnocchis. Now I'm gonna cut them like this. You might even have, if you're getting real fancy, there are gnocchi rollers, you know, to put the kind of traditional marks on top of it. So once you've got those, easy peasy, drop them in the boiling water. You don't want to crowd it. So just that one strip gave me, let's see, what do I got? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. While those are boiling, I'm gonna take another lacrosse ball size. They're starting to rise to the top now. And this first one, so that means that they're done. Once they start to pop up to the top, they're good to go. Got my slotted spoon. So what I'm gonna do with that is take these out gently, and I'm gonna place them directly into that pan that I've been heating up. Get them nice and brown. You're gonna get like a little crisp on. All right, we've got our container here. I've got our greens that we blanched and have cooled down now. I'm gonna put all of those in, stems and all. That's the beauty of using those. I'm gonna use pine nuts. You can also use walnuts if you'd like. You wanna pour it in? You gotta pour them in here. No, in here. You pour them in here. How about I do it? You help me. Oh, great work.
No.
Yep, that's team effort there, people. All about teamwork. To make the pesto just really simple, it's the greens. We're gonna add some salt in a minute here, but I just crushed a garlic clove. So I've got 2 cloves of garlic. You could put the whole thing in. How I like to do it, I'm not sure if they can. I think you may or may not be able to see me, but I like to take a knife, a nice French knife like this, chef's knife. I have the clove of garlic down on the cutting board, and what I'll do is I will put the garlic under the knife, and then I'll just hit it down. That mushes it like this. So that's that. I'm gonna put it on here. I'm gonna go a couple pinches of salt. I definitely, cooking-wise, I don't measure too much, but I would say probably about 2 teaspoons. Again, it's gonna be to flavor, to taste. 2 teaspoons of salt. I think we did about a ½ cup of pine nuts, and then we had all those greens. You're okay. You need to wash your hands too. I've got my olive oil as well. So we're gonna get this going. I'm gonna put the top on, then start it, and then I'm gonna add olive oil. Oh, that's going. So you can see it's already starting to blend pretty well. Wait till we add the olive oil. Those greens, I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. So we're gonna give that a minute just with the greens. We wanna make sure that we really get those broken down. Here we are, we're gonna carve our chicken. Almost there, people. This has been cooling for probably about, I don't know, maybe 20, 30 minutes now, again, while we were doing everything else. So I'm gonna pull the chicken. It's obviously okay enough for me to pick up with my hands. I put that on the cutting board. I've got a nice longer knife to use, all right, to really help get into the chicken. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get this plated because it is ready. We've got our chicken that's roasted and carved now. We've got our gnocchis that are nice and brown. We've got our pesto made. I've got a hungry crew right here. And we have the broccoli romanesco in the oven. One of the things I forgot to mention with the pesto, if you wanted to add some crushed red pepper flakes while you're blending it, that gives it a nice little zip. I personally like that, but with my little ones, I'll add mine on later. Sorry for the madness, but this is it, people. This is life. All right, we'll be right back. I'll have it plated up and show you the final product, which is important to think about, right? Presentation is, we're gonna have dinner, is a big part of it. All right, we'll be back. All right, sat down at the dining room table here. I got my little nuggets sitting, that's why it's quiet, they're eating. But here's the plate, right? Presentation, it's what it's all about. We've got the chicken breast, our gnocchis with the pesto, and the broccoli romanesco. Just drizzle that little pesto right on top. I think it came out fantastic. I might have done a little bit too much salt, so you just, whatever works for you. I like that crisp with a chicken skin, which I think is awesome. Oh yeah, that's good. Again, I saved the pan drippings to do a gravy. And then let's get a good shot here of a gnocchi with the pesto. Bright green, brings beautiful color to the plate. The broccoli romanesco is also green. You know, you almost don't even need that green vegetable because You've got the greens with the radishes, the pesto. I mean, the gnocchi basically is cauliflower, so you're really good in there. But go ahead and try that. Fantastic. Broccoli romanesco, our little Christmas trees. Isn't that cute? Looks like a little bonsai. Love it. All right, that's it for dinner tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. We'll send out details with the recipe exactly. Have any questions, let me know. We'd love to talk to you about it. Take care.